everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the Gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are back playing Curse of Strahd, the premier horror Dungeons & Dragons campaign, with some homebrew stuff thrown in as well. We left on a bit of a cliffhanger last week, so I won't keep us too long with announcements before we begin. We have two quick apologies for tonight from Raph and Matt. Neither of them are able to make it. Matt, because he's finally able to move back into his house, which means that when we next see him, he'll have his proper setup ready to go, hopefully on Wednesday for Return of the Giants. But I know he's very grateful to be moving back into his home again after having to be out of it for the renovation for I think it's been 6 months or 4 months. It's been a long time. Because they didn't build his house properly, he's had to leave it so they can fix up all the shit they didn't do right. So that sucks. I'm sorry.
Australian builders.
Classic Australian builders, especially Victorian too, I want to say.
Oh, he's up, okay?
Oh, sorry, too far.
Yeah.
Raph unfortunately isn't able to make it. I can't remember exactly. Oh no, he's got the flu. Raph's got the flu. There's been that is a quick PSA, I guess. For those of you who are in and around any of the major cities in Australia, we've had a massive respike of a really nasty flu going around. So a number of our hospitals have had to shut down any of the non-urgent surgery, any of the elective surgeries. So just be aware if you are an Australian in any of the East Coast major cities, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, there is a really nasty flu going around. Part of the problem is the flu vax this year didn't account for this strain. We got it from America, so I guess blame them. So unfortunately, it's not the best flu vax. So be aware that there is a nasty flu going around. Do your best to avoid it if you can. It is pretty shit, I have been told. So Raph unfortunately won't be joining us. We're hoping he's feeling a bit better in the next couple of days. Haz is here. He's just had to quickly pop over to check on his child. He will be back in a moment. So if you're seeing his thing grayed out, and if you hear me speak as Theo, he is on his way. He'll be back very, very shortly. Other fun things to share. We've just recorded the latest episode of Baldur's Gate 3 Bard Only playthrough, Bard to the Bone. It will be out in the next couple of days. It is very funny. I don't know what was going on. We were all in a mood today, and it was just, we really kind of lost the plot. We've just entered Baldur's Gate. I don't know what went wrong. It really went off the rails. So I hope you enjoy. We had a lot of fun. And I'm suspecting that same kind of energy is carrying through tonight. If it does, then that means I'm the problem, and I'm going to have to re-examine myself quite closely. And there are more episodes of The Wandering Village coming out very, very shortly. I have been having an absolute blast jumping back into the final full release version 1.0. The story update is phenomenal. I'm really, really loving it. So Stray Fawn Studios, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying it. It's awesome. And that's all the fun news to share before we go live. Anything fun before we start the session and do our recap? No, looking happy.
Jacob has some news, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, actually. The Triple J here in Australia, if you're local, Triple J had the top 100 Australian songs of all time. Very good. Check out the playlist. Some great classic songs worth a listen.
Sweet. I love the Triple J Hottest 100 most of the time, so that's great. That sounds good.
That was a good one. Yeah, we listened to it as well, and it was good. Some of it was old and therefore new for some of the listening. Not familiar with the odd 70s and 80s rock, so yeah, it was good.
So it was a top 100 of all time.
Australian
music.
Australian. Okay, great. There's a lot of really good Australian
like
artists.
there's a few Akadaka in there. And
Nice.
then
Bit of
there's
Cat
the
Empire, I
Veronicas,
imagine.
Raph number 3, and
There was 2 Cat Empire songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
That's good. That's a good
Wow.
amount. I think Cat Empire deserved 2 spots.
hmm
No, that's sick.
was
Looking
good.
forward to that. I just noticed, Ash,
How to
you've
make
got
gravy.
the excellent cup that I also have.
Did
Thank
you
Tom.
pick yours up yourself, or did you get it delivered?
Tom gave it to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the
Was
same.
delivered.
It was hand delivered.
Yeah.
It was with love and care. I'm not sure yours
I think you got
was.
it from someone else, Ash. You it was Jenny, wasn't it?
It was.
Didn't even give it
But
to you
you
directly.
went to
He had he
went so
used a courier.
close together. Yeah, I think I was just remembering I was envious that I wasn't the one going to New Zealand, and I was receiving gifts from people who were going to Hobbiton before me. I think that's what it was.
I'm very, very
Thanks,
keen to go
Tom.
to Hobbiton. I still haven't been. I think I need to make that trek out. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so I need to make that trek out. I will organize that.
not that big if you haven't gone.
I know. That's why I feel like I'm a fraud saying that I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings.
I agree.
So I will fix that. I will rectify that immediately. Awesome sauce. Well, let's do our recap. Let's jump into the session. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and new allies Blood and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have gathered allies and now prepare to take the fight to Strahd and Sergei directly. With the daunting task of slaying a high vampire and a lich weighing heavily on the team's mind, when the opportunity to kick back and relax for a single night offered itself, many of the party leapt at the chance. While preparing to head to the town of Vallaki to participate in the planned evening festivities, the team were interrupted by the arrival of a surprising figure, the half-drow wizard Savonk, who the team had last seen making his way toward the Amber Temple. Questioning the injured wizard, the team learned that the Amber Temple was now empty of the undead horde known to lurk within, only large holes and tunnels in the walls and floors left behind. Fearing that Sergei was planning on launching a strike on either Barovia or Vallaki, the team were divided on how to proceed, torn between wanting a revel or fearing the consequences such a festival might hold. With time running out, the team split up. Theo and Tithla making their way to the town of Barovia, hoping to locate Grinna and Sen to then evacuate the village through Theo's spellcasting, while the rest of the team remained in Vallaki. Deciding to warn the captain of the Vallaki guard about the possible danger, Jonor, Axel and Blood headed to the guard tower to find Captain Amelia. Fortuitously, Ismark was also present. However, after reporting the situation, the group was surprised to find that Ismark was rather unfazed by the news they had to share. With Amelia, Jonor, Axel and Blood all trying to convince Ismark to cancel the festival, Ismark made some impassioned points which, while not changing their minds, did at least give the team pause to see the possible benefits. With Ismark unwilling to make any changes without hard evidence, the trio departed, intending on finding something concrete they could bring to him. Meanwhile, Killian, Savonk and Styx made their way over to the stockyard, hoping to get supplies from Gunther. After some back and forth, Gunther shared that many Vistani, including Madame Ava, had set up camp ready for the festival. While Gunther did have the spellcasting components required, Killian couldn't quite afford them, Gunther promising to hold them steady. Arriving in the form of a giant eagle in the town of Barovia, Theo spotted the vampire spawn forces preparing inside the walls of Castle Ravenloft, and more concerningly, his arrival with Tithla had been noticed by Strahd, observing from the parapets. Reuniting with old companions Sen and Grinna, Theo and Tithla learns that the resurrection of Grinna had resulted in the immediate disintegration of his vampire spawn body, somewhat traumatizing Sen. Refusing to allow the residents of Barovia to leave, while in the middle of planning their evacuation of the town, the group were interrupted by the arrival of Strahd. Refusing to allow the residents of Barovia to leave, Strahd made his plans clear for using the townsfolk as bait for his brother Sergei. After some sass from Tithla resulted in Strahd lifting her by the neck and threatening to add her to his forces as a vampire spawn, Theo quickly bluffed plans along similar lines. Claiming that the party were using the festival in Vallaki to draw Sergei out, Theo was able to convince Strahd the team could still be useful to him. Strahd agreeing to let the villagers of Barovia travel to Vallaki to act as bait. Back at Vallaki, the rest of the team made their way to speak to Madame Ava, keen to confront her with the knowledge they had gained in their travels. To their surprise, Madame Ava was quick to reveal the truth of her history, that she was the younger sister of Strahd and Sergei, and that her goal was to break the curse upon them both. Her method to do this, though, disturbed the party greatly. Not only had Madame Ava been the one to bring the party through to Barovia, Her plan was to have one of them take the curse upon themselves to break the connection of the dark powers, and to do this, they would need to commit an act monstrous in nature. Refusing to work with her plan for now, the team departed, soon meeting with Theo and Tithla and sharing what had occurred. We left off last session as the team talked through the repercussions of what they had learned from both Madame Ava and from Strahd. I believe Killian had just realized that Savonk, the wizard that they had interacted with and met, who'd come from the Amber Temple, was nowhere to be seen, a concerning fact for Killian, with the threat of potential traitor amongst the party looming over the party's minds. And that is where we left off last session. We jumped straight back in as all of you are gathered outside the tree, the last vestiges of Theo's magic beginning to die down, all the residents from Barovia having been brought through into Vallaki, with all of you standing over towards the side, a little bit away from the rest of the group, the church looming above you, shadows casting from it as the sun slowly sets over towards the west. Having just gone through all the information that you shared, we jump straight back in where we left off. Killian, your locate object had pointed towards the church, the diamond dust that you had given to Savonk. Apparently still there. At this moment, I guess you're kind of hoping he is also still there with it. And Theo, you had expressed an interest, along with Jonor, an interest in potentially dealing with Madame Ava, the knowledge that she had been the one to bring you into this land. Disturbing probably you and Jonor the most from the looks of things. I believe the words you used were, "the bitch must die." So, yeah. So you were keeping you're keeping your mind open. You're not closing anything off yet. You just
in due time.
In due time. So,
I think maybe not kill her yet. Deal with the brothers first. Get out of here, then kill her.
Look, rearrange the pieces. It's fine.
I mean, I'm more concerned that less that she brought us here. I'm always willing to come help those who need help, but more that her plan is to go out of her way to spare two of the biggest monsters I've ever heard of, solely because they are her siblings and she wants to go spend time with them in the astral plane.
Doesn't really check out.
No, it does not. So I have to assume that she is. If that is the plan she is willing to actually share with us, then I have to think what she is actually trying to accomplish is significantly worse, because if she thought that was a watered down enough version to convince us to do it, then what she actually is working towards sounds honestly worse than anything Strahd has asked us to do. So truthfully, I think she is dangerous. I do not like her in this town. She's clearly, if not working with both of the brothers, not working against them. Whether we kill her now or maybe we survive the night first, I'm open to suggestions. But look, I think it's not even as a point of revenge, just as a point of she seems pretty bad.
You watch his blood nods slowly. Yes, blood hear her say we must do bad thing to make dark power notice, and she give example of killing nice priest man. Blood not like this.
No, I think killing the abbot. I think killing the abbot is exactly what someone who is working with both Sergei and Strahd would want us to do. The abbot is between us, the abbot, the mad mage, all working together. We are now officially the third power that could stand up to either of them. Taking out the abbot ruins that. It hobbles us, and all it does is open us up for destruction from the other two. So I think it's a clear sign that she is not working in our interest. We should disregard anything she tells us. And that overall, she is a thoroughly bad guy.
Oh yeah, not a fan. There's one issue though is so far it appears that she's the only one that can actually do the transportation in and out of this land. It became apparent that getting transport via the leaders of this land doesn't really seem like an option, and she seems to have some capability herself.
She does. I mean, to be fair, Strahd has offered to let us leave if we take care of Sergei for him, so that aligning with the better of the two pieces of shit is also still an option. And the third option is we kill them both and hope that the dark powers are distracted enough that we can find a wormhole out, which that is fine. And truthfully, if he kills them both and get stuck here, it'll at least be a nicer place to live. We can also not kill her until after we've taken care of both of them and then force her to, but she said she was just dipping in and out of the astral planes. That is something, technically speaking, I can do as well.
So where you go is the ethereal plane, not the astral plane.
Sorry.
Just to be specific. So the ethereal plane is kind of like the mirror. It's almost like this mirror version of the world that you're in, and it exists across all planes. She said that she was able to leave she was able to leave Barovia, but she's not anymore. Now she's stuck here with you guys. She said that ever since the dark powers had turned their attention back upon these lands with what had been happening, she's now stuck as well.
I think we have no reason to believe that either.
Absolutely, you have no reason to believe that.
I agree.
He just Styx nods and goes, I really should have cast Stone of Truth on her.
Yes, possibly. You also could have cast Smite as another option.
I can always do that now.
I don't think that's a good idea. We're in too much of a populated area to do anything like that to her.
Yes, we can
and then come out looking like the good guys. We don't have any proof of anything that any of our assumptions. We can't act on it unless she shows her hand to everybody else.
I mean, we have a lot of credibility. I think we could probably just say it.
And yes, but that just because we have credibility doesn't mean we can go around and start. And I don't mean this as a joke, but we can't go stabbing people in the back.
I mean, we went and killed the Baba Lysaga without evidence.
But Baba Lysaga is...
She was just living nicely in her house.
Entity.
Clearly bad.
I mean,
No.
And she is a
we just walked up and she
English
attacked us. That was
they
more
are
what
known to be
happened,
bad.
right?
To be fair,
She was-
Baba Lysaga was a literal monster who ate children.
Exactly. She was the mother of the hags that you fought before or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? She said something like killing her daughters.
So she was a mother taking care of her children.
Yeah,
Her children were taking care of other
I do
children.
not know
by
why I'm defending her,
taking
but
them. Exactly.
but you also mentioned something else. I mean, I agreed with his point, but I find it out of character, perhaps, that Ismark would be so insistent on having the festival. I do think it is actually ultimately the safer thing to do, but that doesn't usually sound like him. Unless he's gotten a lot bolder since taking office, he did always seem more the type to err on the side of caution. So, Jonor, did you maybe want to do the find person and make sure Ismark is still Ismark? I talking with the Count, the Baron, what is he Baron von Zara or is he Count von Zara? How vampire did he go? I forget which fake lord title he
Well,
gave
that's the
himself.
question. You've heard people refer to him by a number of different titles.
Well, the Count Baron, the Knight Baron, the Viscount.
Can we call him the commander of bitches?
It's the commander of bitches.
Or we could just call him Cunt von Zarovich.
Cunty von Zara.
That seems like the YouTube might pick up on that more than commander of bitches.
Yeah, they might not like that.
Was
I
the
would
commander-
say for the interests of not having us flagged and demonetized, you have heard Count.
What
used
about
more
the
often.
Commander of bitches?
I like it.
Again, annoyingly,
commander of
the AI video assessment tool that YouTube is now employing is far more accurate, even with
As
the
an
Aussie
Australian,
accent.
I find that racist.
It's very. I agree. In Australia, that word does not have the same kind of power that it does elsewhere. So I
You
agree.
say it doesn't have the same connotations?
That's a bit of a stretch, mate. Sure. Why
I
not?
like how you use the Tithla voice for it.
Yeah, so that it's not you saying it, Jacob. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a character. It's a character. It's a character.
Yeah, as I was saying, he said he would be here tonight to observe my plan to make sure it goes smoothly. Look, I hate to think that Ismark had been replaced by not Ismark, but I think it is worth checking given he's acting out of character. Agree with him as though I do. I truly think that if we are to keep the people safe, keeping them in one area is the better way to go.
Look, tactically, I think you're probably right. I've come to agree with that one.
There's also Savonk as well.
There's also, at least we know Savonk is Savonk. Whether Savonk is who we think Savonk is, we know he at least is Savonk. He also did go to the church as he said he would. And if he's going into the church, then I can't help but assume he's probably not some gross undead. Whether he is fully aligned with us, I'm not sure. But I think it's worth checking the Ismark, just without Ismark knowing, because I don't want to destroy the trust we have. Just to make sure that this festival, we aren't walking into the trap. And it is the trap we think we are springing on Sergis, rather than the other way around.
I can do that. I just don't want to get too pooped after a possible big night coming up.
I mean, I use my 6th level spell slot to go save people, but if a 3rd level spell slot is too much for you to try and help people, that's by all means.
It's fine. He can just have a nap. Remember?
We do have time, so Tithla, nap. That's a good talk right there.
Do we have time for a nap?
It is early afternoon. The festival starts in the evening. If you were to go and have a nap right now, you would be able to participate in the 2nd and 3rd sections of the festival, but siesta. You can go have a siesta, Jonor. Of course you can. The wizard needs a nap. I think we all understand that. He's done it before. He'll do it again.
Look, I can do.
To be clear, we don't have time for a full long rest before the start of the festival.
No, you would be missing the start of the festival.
Yeah. The other thing is, I do have this really fascinating crystal ball that I'm just itching to give it a go, honestly.
And where did you find that from?
And where does it itch?
It was, I itch all over to use this thing. And it was the gift from the Count. I've already shared this with everyone. That shouldn't be news.
No, but that was more to my point. It was a gift from Kim. Just make sure if you do use it, that anything you try to see is something you'd be okay with him presumably seeing.
And I think the brother could be a good target. If the brother is actually in here, maybe would pick him up.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to give this one a little bit of a test run.
Safety.
Oh yeah.
I just want to make a thought that perhaps, Jonor, we need you to be at your A game. Is that fair?
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe I should try it first, just to test, just to make sure it's okay for you.
We also need Jojo again.
Yeah, but
you're a medical genius. We could all die without your expertise.
I'm a lot tougher than Jonor.
Excuse me.
Sorry, did you not hear me? I said I'm a lot tougher than Jonor.
Do you have a foot race? This one or the endurance?
See, muscles. Ah.
It's all about strength of mind, Tithla.
Well, lucky because I don't got any muscles.
Well,
or real sanity left either. So.
Yeah.
Look. All right. I'll find. Let's find Ismark. Let's go. Let's take this room over here. I don't think anyone in this house. We'll just shuffle on in here.
Why don't we go Why don't we go sit in the church? That's a relatively safe space for us to go. Because then we can check to see if the monk is actually in there.
Yeah. Good shout.
Good point. Yeah. Let's do this.
Room.
2 potential doppelgangers, 1 stone, they say.
Perfect. As you make your way over towards the doors of the church, Styx and Blood, I'm going to have both of them kind of pause for a moment as Blood goes, we still need to find evidence that, or proof that bad undead are coming to town. I could take Styx. We could go patrol and check with guards, see if they have seen anything. Check ground outside town.
Perfect. And check the graveyard as well, outside the church.
Yes, we will check grave.
It's going to be my suggestion.
Styx.
I think I said to Blood last session, we should be inspecting things like wells and if there's anything subterranean in the city. I wasn't sure if there was, so maybe they can take that up. So I just reminded Blood.
Axel, you make good point. Blood will check wells. Maybe we lower Styx down to see with his big glowing eye. All right.
I was just going to bait you and have to do the Styx voice, and you just did it automatically. I'm really impressed with you.
I know how you guys operate and how you think now. If I can get ahead of it, then it's my decision. I can feel better about it because I did it to myself.
Sounds like a challenge.
Fuck. You watch as Styx and Blood nod and go, we will meet back here at church before festival begin.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Come, Styx. All right. With that, the two of them wander off. Perfect. As the rest of you, as the 5 remaining team members, as you make your way over towards the church, the large double doors in front of you, all of you have been inside the church at this point, so I won't go into too much depth describing it, but the large double doors in front of you, once again, are open wide. You can see there are a few people coming and going from inside the church. The chapel of St. Andrel here looks like it's actually in the process of being repaired. You can see there's some scaffolding around the eastern wall on the outside. A few of the gargoyles and things that had fallen down are currently being replaced. You can see there's been some work to repair the chapel and repair the church here. Inside, you can see that there are many, many candles laid out, light shining from inside, the stained glass windows alight with this soft orange glow from the firelight. It looks like there has been an effort to open as many of the boxes of old candles as possible to turn the church into this beacon of light. And you imagine as night falls and as the festival begins, the church is going to be this beautiful, warm oasis amidst the town as the celebrations begin. And as you step inside, you can see a few townsfolk that you would vaguely recognize that you've seen moving around. And obviously you see Father Lucian Petrovich, the priest that you've had a lot of time talking to at this point. He seems to be deep in conversation, not on the aisle heading up towards the chapel with the large stained glass window behind it of the rising sun, the pews and the altar. He's actually standing off towards the entrance to the vestry and is deep in conversation with Savonk, the wizard that you've spoken to before. His arms are wrapped in bandages once again, hiding the withered nature of them. You can see that his hair has been pulled back. He's dusted off his clothes a little bit and is looking a little bit better. Jonor's I think he did mending as well to help kind of repair some of his clothing as well, Jonor, from memory, if I remember correctly.
Someone did something to help.
Yeah, maybe it was... Oh, it was Axel. Apologies, Axel. Deepest apologies. Axel, the mending that you've done on his clothes has helped to make him look a bit more presentable. And you can see he's deep in conversation with the priest, Father Lucian Petrovich. As the bald man turns around and sees you, your footsteps kind of echoing through the large stone chamber as you walk in through the doors. You see Savonk turn as well, give you all a very respectful nod as Lucian goes, my friends, welcome back. How are you doing? It has been some time since I saw you, Tithla, a day or two at least. This is some record for seeing you so quickly.
You're welcome.
Are you all well? You're here for the festival, no doubt.
We're great. We're just here. You know how we go. You got to visit friends and you got to set a trap. It's great fun.
Set a trap? What do you mean?
Oh, we're just trying to lure some people here. That's fine.
You watch as a few of the townsfolk walking through give you a bit of a look, Tithla, as they wander into the church and hear you say, we're setting a trap, we need to lure people here. You see, there's a bit of a look they give you as they kind of wander into the church. Not quite sure what the implications of that might be.
I'm so sorry. People was the wrong term. They're not people, don't worry.
Tithla, that was mostly just a thing we told the count. We're really here just to protect the townsfolk.
I misunderstood. I thought I struggle sometimes with the sarcasm. That's my bad.
No, it wasn't sarcasm. I was lying so we didn't get murdered. Or at least bending the truth.
Okay. It turns out I don't know why we're here.
To protect the town.
It sounds like it would be best if we stepped inside the antechamber beyond, where we had spent some time healing your burns, Tithla. You remember the privacy of those rooms back there?
Not really. I was kind of in a haze, but we can go there.
I think that's best. We don't want to alarm people the night of the festival. Please, step in, follow me. With that, he watches. I forgot his voice for a second, but it came back to me as we were going. His Father Lucian leads you inside, closing the doors behind you quite hurriedly. Savonk accompanying through as you guys sort of walk up. Savonk gives you a bit of a nod, gives you a bit of a smile. Killian, yes, it's good to see you. How did you go with the? You were speaking with the Vistani, correct, weren't you?
I wasn't there for that. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
apologies. I
they
was
don't. The Vistani aren't always in town, and they travel and they hear lots of things. It's always good to get a traveler's opinion and get the latest.
So far, I had been doing my best to avoid them. I thought they had the look of common ruffians, and I had heard stories of their behavior, that bandits sometimes disguise as them, so I had decided to give them a wide berth, but...
Oh, that's wise, I'd say.
Oh, right. Well, I will stick with that course of action in the future, then. I was just speaking with the good priest here, wondering if there were any more supplies that we could try and locate in case we meet with some problems during the festival. Unfortunately, it seems you beat me to it. I understand, Tithla, you had been here recently and had acquired many of the medical supplies and, shall we say, spellcasting components required for higher level spells to restore the body once it is damaged.
Yep. Did you need something?
No, nothing specific. It's just, after the conversation Killian and I had at Gunther's, I thought best place to look for additional holy oils and things like that would be the church here. Unfortunately, it seems we are fresh out of supplies. And Father's quite well read on a number of issues. It seems they have been doing a good job of taking care of their dead here. I think the chances of us dealing with corpses rising from the grave, at least the corpses of those who've been buried in this graveyard, are rather slim, but I will have a look later. I do have some experience in these matters.
Well, it's quite reassuring then. Thank you for that.
I mean, not really. The chance of us dealing with them is bad.
Well, the chance of dealing with them from the Amber Temple, I think, obviously, is rather high. But at least we know that there won't be more undead raised from the interred corpses of those who perished.
I thought you were saying that any that came from here we wouldn't be able to deal with. I thought that was a bad start, but that makes more sense.
Apologies. Sometimes I explain things in a way that is not pitched for the audience correctly. Let me try that again.
Also, sometimes I don't listen to half the words, so
that would also
maybe it's my fault.
That would very much contribute to our communication breakdown here.
Is the father here, the priest?
Yeah, he's sort of walking ahead a little bit, chatting happily along to whoever's walking in front with him.
I think hearing that cue about the sanctification of the ceremony / protection of the cemetery, Axel's first thought is about who hasn't been graced the blessing of being in that church, and I would ask it in a way to the father that's about who does and doesn't get to be buried there, and where do the others?
My fine fellow, we make sure that we bury all our dead with the proper care and respect. At the very base level, I spend a night with the bodies down in the crypt below. It is cooler down there. We anoint them with holy oils and make sure that we perform at least the base funeral rites for those who have no coin and cannot afford a proper burial. Those bodies are interred in graves that are shared, but we do our best to make sure that they are blessed and anointed and treated with respect and dignity, even for those who don't have the coin. I cannot speak for all my predecessors, but for my whole time here serving as a priest of this town, and at least that of my mentor, I can say that this is how we treated our dead with respect.
I guess on that, Axel lightens a little bit in what his expectation was, is that only those that follow the faith would get cared for, and everyone else is kind of tossed aside.
No, we do not worship one god in this place. There are some who come through from other lands like yourselves and bring tales of gods from their homes, and we invite all to worship beneath this place. Barovia is a land of darkness. Any who look to the light are welcome here.
I think on that, Axel drifts back, feeling...
He's going to pause for a moment as he looks down at the weapon that you have currently strapped to your side, Axel, and he watches his brow furrows for a moment, and then almost like a look of recognition as his eyes widen for a moment, he goes to say something and then pauses and continues leading on.
On that, I think Axel would see that and hold out his hand with the gold's kind of like tattoo marking on the back of it and say, yeah, guess you didn't expect to see this here. I didn't think that I'd be carrying it either.
Apologies, I did not mean to pry. Blessing of Saint Markovia, you're wielding her weapon, her radiant mace.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to do it justice. It's a heavy weight to carry.
But a blessing as well. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. Father Lucian Petrovich.
Axel.
I assumed you were one of the group here. They seem to pick up people of no small amount of skill and bravery. I see you are counted well among their number.
I'm lucky to not be having to fight my way out of here alone.
Indeed. I think this should be sufficient. No ears in here. My private storeroom and study, we should be safe here. As Father Lucian comes to a stop in front of a slightly smaller room. You can see there is a desk at the end. Tithla and Theo, you recognize this room. This is the room you last saw him speaking with Aasimar. Along the shelves, you can see many bottles of medicines, books lined up, various quality and various states of care and decay. And as he closes the door behind you, he gestures to a rather well-appointed couch behind you, as well as some chairs over towards the side of the room. There is enough for everyone to sit if they wish. As he sort of sits leaning, half standing, half leaning against the edge of his desk, clutching his hands behind his long white robes, the stole draped around his neck, he slowly removes and folds up and places down as he stretches out his shoulders and neck and goes, right, well, I was just speaking with your friend, your companion, Savonk. I understand you have some concerns about... He didn't go into too much detail, but he had some concerns about possible attack on the town tonight. Could you fill me in on what you know and what I can do to help?
Yeah. So what I know is that what I thought I knew is wrong, and so I don't know anything.
Right. Thank you for your perspective, Tithla.
You're welcome.
Theo, Killian?
Father, we suspect that there is a horde of undead coming potentially to Vallaki. I evacuated the townsfolk of Barovia to here in case it were to strike Barovia, so at least everyone is contained in one area, and if it strikes, we are here to protect the town to our fullest extent.
My goodness, has Aasimar been warned? We probably should look at calling off the festival and moving people inside the church.
We thought the same, but the whole town will fit inside the church.
No, you are right.
Aasimar wants the festival to continue. One, we cannot confirm that it will happen, and two, he feels the people needs a celebration, and canceling it would be giving into the darkness. And three, yes. And ultimately, if everyone is at the festivals, then we at least know where they are, and we can defend the town from the outside into them, and we don't have to worry about defending each person in their house. So, look, it's not ideal, but
I am torn.
It's better than everyone cowering in fear for something that may not happen. If it does, we'll be there to protect. The guards are warned and on alert, and we'll be there to take care of it should it happen.
Yes, I see the wisdom of keeping the festival running. I can attest Aasim's comment about people's hopes. I must say, I have noticed the mood of this town has been delicate until the announcement of the festival. People are hopeful. They are full of an energy and a life that I must confess I've not seen in my many years presiding over this place. I myself am buoyed at the prospect of a night of fun and dare I say, joy.
I don't think it can be underestimated how important that can be. And look, if we told them that they may be attacked by a potential horde of undead, I think the ensuing panic could be more dangerous than...
Far more dangerous. Far more dangerous. We need to keep people together if there is indeed an attack coming upon the town. And from the sounds of it, no small force. You can see the concern in your eyes, hear it in your voice. This is not some simple, mindless pack of ghouls or ghasts drifting close to the walls that would be repelled easily, is it? This is something far more serious from your tone.
We suspect so. If it happens, then yes, we'll be thankful the town has walls.
Yes, look. My concern, primarily, always, is the safety of my people here, and the safety of those who live in these lands and wish for peace upon others and themselves. I am sure if we wanted to fit a number of people here in a couple of key locations and easily defend them, I'm no military man, but I imagine that would be a safer option. But there would be some who we would not be able to look after, and you said it's not a guarantee the attack is coming?
No, we're confident they will strike somewhere. We're reasonably confident that will be here, but there is nothing certain about it. And if it does, we should be forewarned by the guardsmen, and in that case, then we can look to either have people collect more defensively at the festival, or we could bring some here, store some in the Burgomaster's manor. But then we'll be fighting on two fronts. At least if they're all at the festival, it's one less defensible front to defend rather than two. Truthfully, every time we seem to split up, it tends to go pretty poorly. So maybe we avoid doing that.
Yes, I've always said, together, people are far stronger than they think. Alone, you find yourself at your weakness, at your weakest.
You should write that down. That's pretty good. Could we put that on like a t-shirt or something?
This is indeed written down. You will find it in the book of St. Andrew's Wisdom up on the lectern in the room beyond.
Tight.
Pretty cool.
Father, you are naturally beyond reproach. There is no reason we could possibly have to not trust you.
I believe we have proven ourselves allies of one another. I trust you fully. Yes.
We have reason to believe that someone somewhere tonight will issue some manner of betrayal. If you had to suspect someone of working against our aim of protecting this town, do you have any idea of where we should be more guarded? I do not want to, sow mistrust amongst the allies we have. The trust is an important thing to have.
But if we weren't to trust one person...
Yes. If we had to keep a slightly closer eye on someone, do you in your wisdom...
Or a group of people...
have noticed anything change in anyone lately, and anyone that we are close with in the town?
You ask of me a far harder question than I think you realize. Short answer. There have been some changes in the affect and behavior of many people in the town, but I would say it is for the better. With the announcement of the festival, many people are more open, more friendly, more honest, more caring than I have seen. I do not think that is a sign of anything that you should be concerned about. I must confess, I haven't... There are some names that come to me of people who, in the past, I was concerned maybe trading in intelligence, trading eyes and ears to the Count or to the force lurking beneath the Amber Temple. But these are people not close to you. They are townsfolk and who are from troubled circumstances, and when people are at their lowest and pushed to extremes, to survive, sometimes people must do things that are otherwise distasteful. But these are not people that I would say are close to you or that I think would be working counter, and even I would say that since Ismark has taken over the town, these people have been far better cared for, and I think their attitudes and thoughts, behaviors may have changed. I would have warned you to look out for the Wachters if any still lived. They were dangerous, that family, while they were here. But I understand that those who were to be feared are slain, and Stella and her brother have left for the Abbey. I believe you travelled with them, did you not?
Yes, they're being looked after.
Can you make me a persuasion check, please, Theo?
What am I persuading him?
To see if there's anyone he can think of in this moment.
Right.
I've sort of given you a bit of a preamble,
okay.
and then we're seeing how...
I thought I was trying to persuade him that they're being looked after. Like, I'm pretty sure we tried to get them looked after as well.
They're being looked after. Lies!
He pulls out her head and puts it on the table. Explain this!
A
persuasion?
hot 9 with my
Hot
+7
9.
persuasion.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
Can I
sorry.
ask, is Tithla helping in this? She's there like, yeah, we're here.
Have you been helping in this conversation?
Always.
Honestly,
For what it's worth,
Yeah.
Tithla thinks she's helping.
that's not the same. It's not the same thing.
Look, I do
You know
have an
this.
advantage, but I just really don't think that this night is where I
I
learn
will
a lot.
allow this to count as assistance from Tithla. I don't know
He's
why
got a
I'm
soft
allowing
spot
it,
for Tithla.
but I will allow it. He does
Because-
have a soft
yeah.
spot for Tithla. He does. 17's a bit better. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I need to remove emotion from this. Just logic, observation. Maybe this is nothing. But Ismark has seemed far more carefree in the last 2 days than I had seen previously. He and I would often speak, his mind troubled by the decisions, the responsibility thrust upon him. You saw his reticence to take over leadership of the town as burgomaster after the death of Baron Vargas Valakovich. But he has seemed far more confident, far less troubled by his actions and their consequences than I had seen previously, and it seemed to me a rather sudden change. I honestly thought it was a good sign that he had grown into the leadership. I miss our chats. I feel like we often spoke of things at a much deeper level than I get from many others in the town. We could be very honest, very open. But I must admit, our last chat was very brief, and he seemed unburdened by any of the concerns and fears that he had had previously, and he has yet to return for another chat since.
Well, that is quite interesting. We also had a similar experience with Ismark when we were discussing the festival. We did not expect him to be so adamantly wishing to push
Blasé.
forward.
Yes, blasé is the word I would have used. I just assumed he'd been so busy with organising the festival he hadn't had time to come and speak with me.
Maybe that is it. And I mean, maybe he has decided that he cannot be perfect, so he does not need to fret so much about his decisions, and I hope that is the case. But
I want to stress, I'm only answering the first part of your question. Who has changed recently? That is the only...
No, understood.
I do not think Ismark, at any point, has had any other intention for this town than the betterment of the people who live here.
No, neither do I, but provided
It's merely
Ismark.
purely a data point for us to consider in our future actions. It's by no means a summary of what we're going to do or the direction. We'll just take it on board. And I'm actually just gonna. I just want to see. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna have a look where he is at the moment. I've been intending to. Just gonna see if I can find him. Just give me a moment, everyone.
Can I insight check the priest?
100%.
I'd like to.
I'm pretty sure I already established he was beyond reproach.
he did say those words. I did hear him say, Father Lucian Petrovich is beyond reproach. 13. Killian, I mean, Father Lucian seems the same as he has the last few times you've seen him. Very honest, very caring. This middle-aged man has always come across as a bit of a fatherly kind of affect, a very, very gentle fatherly vibe, appropriate as a priest. He seems to be honestly sharing his thoughts and concerns. He genuinely believes that there is nothing that Ismark would do counter to the wishes of the town, that he would never be working against the well-being of those who live here, and that he takes his responsibilities. That he believes.
But he's not acting out of the ordinary. Like, his posture and all that isn't
No, he
different or
seems-
anything to
Yeah,
how
seems
it's been.
very, very much as you've seen him last. Yeah, and I will add for a 13 while this is going on, you can see Savonk is kind of getting bored of this conversation a little bit. He's off towards the side, perusing the shelves of books that the father has here. Savonk's not too interested in what's going on right now. You can see he's sort of going through the titles of the books, occasionally pulling a book out, having a bit of a look through, a bit of a flip before returning it. Very quiet, not wanting to disrupt things, but yeah, Savonk was clearly thinking that this would be a different conversation and is getting a bit bored. Get the sense he's, doesn't really give a shit about Ismark or the priest. He doesn't understand the significance of this. You haven't explained it to him. He doesn't care. He just thinks you're really caring about your friends, and therefore, not too worried.
Sorry, speaking of which, Savonk, you said you were going to get the diamond dust. You wanted me to cast the Greater Restoration for you?
If you are able to, that would be very much appreciated. So we were able to acquire some of the diamond dust from the stockyard from Gunter Arasek. I have it here with me. If you are able to, if it is not too much trouble or an imposition upon you, I am cautious of letting too much time pass, given that this has spread a little bit further since our last meeting. It is now covering up towards my chest. Father, if you're squeamish, I suggest you look away. With that, you watch as he pulls down part of the upper part of his tunic, revealing sections of grey, mottled tissue rising from that arm. This necrosis is spreading.
Gross.
Yeah, it's super gross. There's a bit of a smell as well to it.
Well, Theo, if you're gonna approach him from this angle, I think some of the maybe the curse is coming up this angle here. The infections typically travel along like the vein lines as I go to assist him with the.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to, while I take care of this, find Ismark with your spells?
I'm sure. Tithla, you can give him a hand.
Not that I don't appreciate the help, but just so we, divide and conquer, as they say. While Killian has his chat with the priest here.
Jonor, as you cast Locate Creature, 10 minutes to cast, but I'm happy to share. As you activate the spell, you can see that as the magic lights, it was like you had like a little floating compass in the air, correct? That kind of pointed in the direction of the creature. Is that how we did
I'm
it for
happy to
you?
run with that. I don't think I've described Locate Creature before, but that works very well. Yeah.
Should we use your spectral rage hand, your special angry mage hand that you can summon, your very powerful telekinetic mage hand? As you summon it up, you watch as it like looks around and then points in the direction of the creature you're activating.
That way.
You watch as the muscles flex as it goes like, and then points. It seems to be pointing back towards what you think is roughly the middle of town. Over towards, if you're kind of judging based on where you are with the church in relation to it, towards the south east of where you are, which is probably roughly in the direction of the town square.
For sure. I get to hold it for an hour, so I'll just continue that. We'll go that way, possibly.
Perfect. Theo, Greater Restoration. As you help Savonk peel off the bandages wrapped around this mottled greyish arm, you can see that the flesh down towards the hand is completely withered. Where the fingers and hand are, it's mummified and withered. As it gets towards the upper part of the forearm, up towards the elbow joint and the upper part of the arm, you can see that there is still some moisture left in the arm. Greyish yellow pus leaking from split sections of the skin. And as it moves over towards the shoulder, and those tendrils of necrotic tissue reach across his upper shoulder and onto his chest, this looks diseased and frankly dangerous. It is not that far away from his heart. Coming across the right-hand side of his chest probably is the only, it's lucky that it's not his left arm that is getting worse over time. The fact that his left arm is kind of in this permanent state of wither, he's lucky. Maybe hours, maybe days. But if this was to go over his heart, Thea, you don't know how he would survive this. This looks really bad. As you cast Greater Restoration, the magic flowing around your hands, what would it look like visually? I don't think we've seen you cast Greater Restoration. So what would it visually look like?
This is the first time.
Yeah. Draining the pus out by sucking it out like venom. No?
The old Bat Priest son.
That's a callback to earlier episodes.
So it'd be start spreading from my hand as a glowing light that will eventually take the form of almost vines or plants forming out of the light as the initial glow begins to fade, as those begin to wrap around his arm and travel slowly down. But wherever it's touching is where it's fighting off the curse.
Alrighty. Could you make me a spellcasting check, please, Thea? Say a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier, as if you were casting a cantrip or a spell attack. 27. Theo. As the magic begins to form between your fingertips, you feel that connection to the spirit of the land of Barovia, that natural connection. As the magic begins to flow through your fingers, you weave it into shape, vines forming from the light that you conjure between your fingertips. And as the vines begin to wrap around the skin, passing through his flesh, you watch as they begin to burn the corruption from within him, almost like the vines are like a fungus, like a mycelium, eating away at the death that has touched this, the necrotic tissue. And this wave of restoration magic, fixing, healing, restoring that flesh. As it does so, there's a flash of light that only you see, Theo. For the rest of you, you watch as Theo concentrates and the magic activates. For you, Theo, you watch as there's a flash of light originating from the arm itself, almost like this pulse in time with his heartbeat. And as you focus your attention towards it, you feel this itch at the back of your mind. This sensation of something crawling inside your skull. And then you watch as your vision begins to fade to black. Tunnel vision as it pinholes down, the sounds fading away to this faint whine. And then you see it. You see Savank, arm intact, normal, surrounded by figures in robes chanting. Both his left and right arm seem normal. No sign of the necrosis or the withering. And then you watch as underneath him the floor begins to crack and split, and a hand reaches up and grabs onto his right wrist, and then his left, pulling him, almost stretching him apart in this moment. You can see him writhing in pain. The magic begins to split and fade. His right arm, that you'd seen before, it wasn't normal. The illusion that he had crafted to try and hide this corruption breaks and fades away. And in a sudden motion, his right arm is cut from his body. The vision fades, stretches back, and as the magic completes, you watch as Savonk flexes the fingers on his left arm. Wow, that is incredible magic. Thank you so much. I must owe you a debt of gratitude, my friend. That was quite speedy work, and might I say, it is nice to have a completed arm once again.
Before I respond to that, just so I have the vision timeline correct.
Yes.
He had 2 intact arms.
Yeah, I'll go through the timeline really quickly.
Yes.
At the moment, Savonk has 2 mummified arms. The left one is the one that I think I have said these the wrong way around, so apologies if I have at one point. The left arm is the one that was spreading. That was the one that was recently acquired, and that was the necrotic flesh. The right arm was completely mummified and seems to have been for a very, very long time. In the vision, his left arm was normal. His right arm at first appeared normal, but you realized as this, whatever this was, these hands reaching up and grabbing at him, these kind of shadowy hands, they broke the illusion that he had cast to try and hide this mummified arm. And you watch as the hands begin to reach and tear away at the arm attached to his body, rend it from him.
The mummified arm. The old mummified arm.
The old mummified arm. But he still has it. It seems intact. This vision looks like it happened a long time ago. He looked younger. You can see that he looked maybe... I mean, he's an elf, so it's hard to judge. But he looked, if he was human, maybe 10 years younger.
So anywhere from
100 years
10 to 200 years.
Yeah, fucking elves, man. Yeah.
Um,
to be fair, he is only half elf. He is a half drow. So actually, it's probably more like 10 to 50 years ago.
Yeah. I'm glad that it seems to have worked. I was worried that it was looking quite bad if that had spread into your organs. I don't think you would have survived.
Oh, well, I do have some tricks afforded to me by my study of the necromantic arts, but yes, my survival in this particular form probably would have been compromised. I would have been relying on, shall we say, darker paths to keep myself animated. I much prefer this, and I'm very grateful for your help. I thank you, kind Satyr.
Darker paths like, say, giant zombie arms reaching out of the ground?
You watch as he pauses for a moment and looks at you. The mask slipping for just a second as you see a look of fear and anxiety cross his face before he very quickly catches it. Well, I can't say animating giants has been a particular skill or talent of mine. It's not something I've ever looked into. If I could find myself a giant corpse, I guess I could attempt to revive it.
Very interesting. I've never seen a giant zombie before.
No, well, I mean, of course, Nostea, the giants have been missing all this time, but I hear with their return, perhaps we could have an opportunity to try out such an experiment.
Yes, perhaps. Very good. Well, I think that we've met the priest and that's all organized. We should see to the town's defenses.
Well, I will, with your leave, of course, friends, go and investigate the graveyard. Just make sure that there is no chance of any surprises emerging from the ground, clawing their way free of the sodden earth, tearing through the innocent townsfolk. Such a vision, horrifying as it is not uncommon in these lands, and I would wish to ensure such an event does not come to pass.
Please do.
Yeah, if it has happened before, why do you keep burying people like in the town?
Are you speaking to me or to the priest here? The problem,
Well,
of
you
course...
just said it's happened. I just sort of...
Yes, I can tell you right now, there are those who do not understand what the consecration of a corpse, the efforts made to ensure that one cannot be brought back from the dead as a mindless husk, a zombie, or a skeleton. Those who do not understand such important aspects, maybe perhaps foolish enough to bury their dead within the confines and walls of a town, to make sure they can visit their dead in times of bereavement or trouble. It's normally ignorance, is the short answer to your question.
No, I understand. There's a lot of words. I caught up.
But yes, please do take care of the graveyard. If something does happen tonight, can we count on your support against it?
Mine? Yes, of course.
Yes.
I have no interest in. I have no interest in standing by while undead monstrosities tear into the people here. I have no wish to see more bloodshed.
No, very good. That Theo at least turns to leave and gives Father Petrovich a pat on the back, a little tap on the shoulder as I go. Well, I guess I'll wait for Jonor to finish his spell.
I've had a bit of a feeling he's back towards the center of town. I can definitely tell you that. Not quite sure exactly if it's where we came from or somewhere else. We should check it out.
But Ismark is in the town.
Oh yeah, no, I can feel that he's here. Yeah.
Okay, so that at least he hasn't. The chance of him having been replaced by someone else is very low. Then, whether he is,
he could have been replaced, and the actual Ismark is being kept somewhere safe within the town.
Let's follow the compass. Did anyone manage to find Rictavio while I was in?
I didn't get a chance to go and look, dude. I'll go and find him. I'll go and find
just
him.
Don't you have that tool you can use? Is it like the whistle?
Yeah. I don't want to do it in the middle of town, and also wasn't that kind of like emergency? Come and save my life right now.
It sounds like an emergency, honestly.
But it's
Well, one,
like...
it is, and two, I think it was more just he said if you need to get back in contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
Please do. That would be fantastic help, Tithla.
Yes. Okay. Bye. And just runs out the door.
Theo would grab her as soon as she starts to move. I'm actually going to I'm going to quickly craft my familiar and send little frog with Tithla just so I have something to keep an eye on her.
That makes a lot of sense.
Crank it, let's go!
All right, well, we'll head into town and let's find his map.
Agreed.
Alrighty. So, where would people like to go? We know that Tithla's going to be rushing off to try and locate Rictavio. Jonor, Killian, Theo, all of you are heading into the town square to try and locate Ismark. Axel?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume Axel. Hello. Are you traveling with
I just my internet's tanking like real bad, so it's just off camera.
No, that's all good. Would you also like to travel with him, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'd like to travel with the party. My main thing is to make sure everyone is safe leading up to the events of the night and just keeping an eye out for potential threats and hazards that might be important for tonight.
Perfect. We can work with that. Alrighty. Let's go with the main group first. We'll jump in with Tithla in a moment. As the rest of you make your way outside of the church, heading towards the town, Savonk departs very soon after, as you pass through the front doors of the church, making his way towards the graveyard to investigate. I'll find you later once the festivities have begun. Wouldn't mind a nice drink. I think I've earned it after the events inside the Amber Temple, and I must use this opportunity to buy you one, my friendly satyr, as a thank you for the arm.
I think there'll be plenty of that for tonight going around.
Indeed. With that, he makes his way over towards the graveyard. Jonor, Axel, Killian, Theo, as you make your way towards the town square, the last time you had been here was the night of the bloodless coup, quote unquote. The large stage that had been set up by Baron Vargas Valakovich to burn people alive. It's the same stage that has been set up once again. You can still see some scorch marks on the sides where the fires had been lit, but there has been a concerted effort to try and, shall we say, erase or cover over the past of Vallaki. Bunting has been set up, crudely cut from probably what looks like old strips of cloth, potentially, draped around the edge of the stage. You can see that a group of bards have been assembled. Looks like a small quartet. Various instruments have been arranged. They're currently tuning, getting their instruments ready. You can hear one of them, a younger-looking Barovian man with a lute, checking the tune of his instrument, making sure the strings are well tuned, while another plays very careful notes, clear and crisp, on a very well hand-carved flute. And as they prepare and get things ready, you can see all around is a bustle of activity. People everywhere attempting to set up what look like stalls, some of which look like they are games. You can see a number of figurines being set up on a series of shelves with balls arranged in towers in front of them. You can see that there are what look like small bows arranged with little arrows, targets moving on a little clockwork contraption. You can see a Barovian woman, looks to be in her sort of late 60s, testing the contraption, winding it as these figures, crude depictions of werewolves and vampires, moving around back to side to side and forwards and backwards as she cranks this clockwork apparatus. And a familiar face as well. You can see that the Blue Water Inn has set up what looks like a large barrel and turned it into a bar. The side has been carved out. There are bottles arranged, barrels behind, with copious amounts of alcohol, including a stand above the barrel with 2 enormous caskets of what looks like wine set up above, tubes coming down to the taps below as one of the Martikov family, you can see working very hard to get this apparatus up and running for the evening's festivities. It looks like there is a lot of effort being done. And in the middle of all of this chaos, working like a conductor of an orchestra, is Ismark. Sweat beads on his brow. You can see that his attention pulled in every direction as various people come and ask him for advice, as he calls out to people trying to organize this chaos. There are a few people dangling from rooftops above, hanging up the streamers and I guess also bunting as well from the building tops across the drains above the crowd. The posters being aligned along the sides. And you can see Ismark in the middle of it all, pointing, calling out to people, surrounded by this hive of activity. He notices you. Oh, yeah, you go. No, jump in. No, please jump in.
Don't climb across that ceiling there. I can get that. Mage hand. Yep. No, it's nice and even now. You don't have to climb across that roof. That's fine.
Nice. As your mage hand flies up and begins to attach sections of the bunting, you watch as the man who's clinging for his life on the edge of the rooftop calls down, "Thank you," and slowly moves back across the tiling, his feet slipping underneath him, clearly terrified of heights. You watch as your giant spectral hand, Jonor, muscular beyond all logic and reason, flies up and attaches this and then flies back down to you before disappearing. You watch as Ismark notices this, watches it with his eyes, sees all of you, gives you all a nod and holds up a finger, 1 minute, and then speaks hurriedly to a group of people around him before jogging over to all of you. "My friends, it's good to see you again. Have you had a chance to look into what we discussed? Do we need to go elsewhere? Is that why you've returned?"
Prior to this, is the compass still pointing at him, or
yes,
something?
Still pointing
else?
directly at him. Yeah.
Guys, we're okay. It's still him.
Sorry?
No,
This is prior to.
Oh, prior. Sorry, I thought you were saying that in front of him. I was like, wow. Throw mask off, Jonor.
Then I guess that only leaves the possibility of him being mind controlled or altered, but I think that's relatively low chance.
Low chance.
All right, if we all agreed, I think I should ask. I'm just assuming, do we all agree that the festival continuing on as planned is probably for the best until something happens?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think, Axel?
I think it's a horrible idea, but...
Okay, good. And Killian?
I mean, as long as everybody is away from the graveyard.
I'm sorry, Axel, did you say horrible idea? You mean to move the festival, right?
No, I think to have the festival is a horrible idea, but I've already said my piece.
Well, I mean, I wasn't here for said piece. Where would you move the people to?
No, I just don't think we should be letting people get drunk and being carefree on a night that they might be horribly attacked and murdered in the street.
But if they are all in their houses, we would have to defend each individual house. People could get hurt.
I understand. I'm paying attention to what I need to do to keep them safe now.
Fair enough. Well,
To be fair, having them in their homes would probably be better because then they're not in the street. If they're in the street, they could just get mauled over by undead, whereas in their homes, they could get boarded up. I mean, how did the village of Barovia survive for as long as it did without walls?
we dug literal trenches and engaged in guerrilla warfare throughout the whole streets, armed the top with bows, and Sen, Gruner, and I did a lot of the legwork.
And where were the rest of the people?
In crow's nests on top of the houses, manning pike walls, whatever they could in the trenches. We built what defenses we can. At least here there is a wall, at least, though.
But they were in defensible positions. Like their homes could potentially be defensible positions.
Oh yes, but not of a town of. We had to scale it back. We had to work out which part of the town could be abandoned, which could be turned into a defense, and we spent the time to actually to board those houses up and build defensible positions from the rooftops and dig trenches where not possible to divert and change. Here, the town of Vallaki is what 2-3 times larger than Barovia.
Yeah, and we don't know if the attack is happening here. We don't know where it's going to come from.
No, but
it could come from the front gate. It could come from the graveyard.
It could come from the graveyard. It could come from a subterranean attack. It could be a hit on the wall somewhere. Yeah, I don't think we have much of a chance to actually turn the dwellings into a defensible position. Maybe if we had a week and everyone was on board and we knew for certain it was coming, then maybe. But people in maybe boarded up houses, maybe not, I think would be, for a horde of undead streaming through, would be easy pickings.
Easier pickings if they're in the street. Sorry, Axel.
I was just going to say, I think drunk people unaware that there's a threat that could be coming. You're asking them not only to not defend themselves, you're not giving them the information. You're asking for them to let down their guard and have a fun night on
Yes.
potentially a riskier one.
But we know where they're having a fun night. The festival is in the center of the town. I think chances are coming from within the town is lower than the undead horde hitting the externals, so we should have more than ample warning of them there. And the town square itself has what, 3-4 entrances? Easy enough to defend compared to 100 dwellings? No?
It's more the tunneling from, underneath the town directly into the houses we have no visibility of is what really made me change my mind.
That too. But if I'm all easy if someone has another idea that want to poop on the party, but
we're not in charge of the town. It's up, at the end of the day, it's up to Aasimar what happens, whether this thing goes ahead or not. We can just give what our opinions are.
Well, yes, and as we are very, very slowly now walking up towards him, I think
he's walking towards you.
We should have that recommendation at least prepared. I mean, I think it'd be easier to defend, and I think I agree with him that the townsfolk needs this. So to make them frightened on a chance seems a bit shit.
So if that is actually Aasimar, do we think that he might be being controlled? Mind controlled.
Look, I had a feel for it. I didn't notice any sort of tendrils seeping into him from remote locations. So I don't think he's under remote control. But perhaps some sort of enchantment is lasting that I can't see within him. Perhaps. So it seems unlikely.
I'll try. Let me try something, and I'll just sort of shake my head a little bit, close my eyes, and I've used Eyes of the Grave before when I was a different type of warlock slash cleric, but I don't have that anymore. But it's how I'm going to use my detect magic instead.
Nice. I love it.
So my eyes just change colour, and I look around. I can use it for free once because of my heritage.
As this
just
swirl of
around.
opalescent magic crosses over your eyes, almost like a filter covering your visible cornea over the top of your iris. For you, Killian, you watch as the world kind of shifts for a moment, this chromatic, rainbow-like spiral appearing for a second as the various overlays for this viewing of the weave cuts in. You can see that there are a few magical effects around. A number of your companions carry items of great magical power. You see them illuminated immediately. You yourself carry an item of pretty impressive magical power. So those are immediately lit up to you. As Ismark walks towards you, there's no magic on his person at all. Nothing shining with any school of magic. Same as Jonor when you stared inside the guard captain's room. Jonor? There's no magic on Ismark.
Is there any on any of my companions? Any sort of like charm effect that any of them might be under?
Not that you can see. No lingering effects of a magical influence upon their minds, around their heads. Sometimes you've seen this as a light enchantment, almost like a crown or a circlet that you might see the remains of a magical charm effect. No signs of that. No signs of any spells or magic.
So I know out of character that Jonor was under a charm effect for a little while ago.
That does seem to have passed, possibly with the slaying of the hags or with enough time passing. Whatever that effect was does seem to have passed. Jonor does seem to be wholly and truly in control of his own actions.
I'll keep it up for the full, I think it's 10 minutes. I'll keep it up for the 10 minutes, just in case anything happens.
Yeah, easy done. My friends, it's good to see you again. I'm pleased that you're here. Do we need to go somewhere a bit more private? Do you have something to share with me that we need to be out of earshot for? I know you were off checking up on some things.
Nothing to report.
You watch as his face lightens. As in, we're all good? Or still investigating, nothing to report yet?
The latter.
Okay, I'll take it. Still better than bad news or sour news upon this day. Wonderful.
Well, I'm sure you noticed that I did bring the people of Barovia here.
Yes, I was meaning to talk to you about that. There's been a bit of chaos getting everything organized. I've currently got them set up over towards the stockyard. We had some buildings there that have been abandoned. I'm just getting them settled. I understand they're here for this evening or forever?
Probably closer to forever, I unfortunately.
Shit, okay, right.
Look, I'm aware that... Look, if I had more time to properly organize the logistics, I would have, but it is either what we discussed happens here tonight or what we discussed happens there tonight, and if it happens there, they would all be dead. So
No, I fully approve of your decision to bring them through, and your companions said that was your plan to bring them here. I have no complaints. My concern is more making sure we have adequate housing, food. We need to find jobs for them as soon as possible, tasks. Yes, fuck, I'm going to be busy tonight.
Yeah, I think for tonight, and we try and have fun with the festival, that's a problem for
the morning
night.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll probably need a bit of time to recover tomorrow after having a few drinks. Maybe a problem for tomorrow afternoon once I've had an adequate sleep.
Yeah, look, if that's all we have to deal with tomorrow, I'll count ourselves lucky, personally.
Brilliant. I don't suppose you've heard from Irina by any chance, have you?
We saw her recently, not like today, no?
I sent an invitation up to the Abbey. I just hadn't heard back from her, and I was wondering if you'd...
How would you possibly do that?
Well, I thought she'd like to be here.
I mean, we very specifically took her there so she would be safe. because of what happened here the night before we left.
But there are ways to disguise her, to hide her. I thought this magic was... You yourself have said that there's magic that can be used to hide someone's form.
And also to find people.
Yes. What madness has come over you?
It's hardly madness to miss my sister.
No, but it is madness to endanger her to be here for a night for a part to come all the way from Kresk to here.
Why?
That took us roughly 6 months the last time we did that journey.
No, it did not. You know, it took a day or two. I didn't. It wasn't a demand. It was just an invitation. If it was safe, if there was a way that she could be here, to keep.
Well, of course she would if you offered it.
Well,
but no, I have not heard. Oh, you've.
When did you send the invitation?
A day or two ago.
So there's a chance that, and we've not been to the Abbey since then. In that time frame, so there is a real chance that the one person that one of the brothers wants is on the road, either on her
she
own.
Wouldn't know. She wouldn't know.
With other allies.
Arena's not a fool. She wouldn't. She's not an idiot.
Else would she have? Who would she have to transport her?
You said that you've used magic to transport.
We are all here.
Okay, but I didn't know that when I sent the invitation. You've only been here for a few hours. I sent this 2 days ago, and it wasn't... Give me some credit. It wasn't a, you must come to this party, it's super safe. I literally said, if there is a chance that you can be here, I miss you. Otherwise, I will come to see you later. It wasn't... I just was wondering. I feel like you're getting very upset about this, beyond what is normal right now. She's not an idiot. She has a good head on her shoulders.
Given the aforementioned topic, you can understand the hesitation, right?
Yes, I do, but I don't think it's as bad as what you think it is. I just sent an invitation. If she could be here to join us, if there was a way that she could get here safely, I would love to see her. If not, I will make the journey up to the Abbey at the conclusion of the festival to see her.
Look,
I know you care about her. Trust me, I very much care about her as well as my sister. I just wanted to check and see, because I hadn't asked, and I wasn't sure if she'd travel with you. I just thought I'd ask and check.
Jonor, do you think you'd be able to spot with your magic if someone was walking from Kresk to here, or would it just look like they are in Kresk?
I can have a. Let me think. Let me pull out this map. What's the sort of size here? Owen, distance
Howdy,
from
friend.
here to.
I'll measure for you right now.
It's really a very straight line, isn't it, from here to Kresk? If it's just directional.
Please don't use the crystal ball.
It's it's roughly, we're looking at about 12 miles from here to the Abbey, and it is very much in a straight line.
1,000 feet per miles.
Yeah.
Gets us 0.19 of a mile. So she has to be here.
She has to be here to show up in locate person.
Yeah,
Hi, friends. She walks through the gate.
To be fair, if she was coming to the festival,
She would be here by now. Yeah.
she would be here by now. So, or at least in the next few hours, I guess. But
a very good thing or a very bad thing.
I just wanted to check and see if you knew if she was coming, if she had got the letter, if you were going to be bringing her. I don't think this is as serious.
There is one
as...
other possibility.
She wouldn't have just walked here. She's not an idiot.
No,
she knows
wouldn't have. She knows the date and the time of the party, and there is an incredibly powerful spellcaster with her who has the ability to potentially, we're not sure, has great healing magics, but might be able to also teleport at the right moment to get here.
he cannot.
The abbot could also be coming here.
He can fly. That's what I've done with him previously. But teleport, he cannot. That we have our good friend Victor for, but he is here with us with only one more charge. And truthfully, look, I'm already feeling exhausted, but I could probably turn into an eagle and go see if I could spot her between here and the Abbey and see if she is still there. But if I do that, I do not think I'll be able to make the return journey tonight.
No, we need you here just in case things do kick off. I don't have any way to send any messages over long distances, so I can't try and communicate with anybody from the Abbey.
I may be able to, perhaps, could I get in contact with, would you say that the abbot is, one of Lysander's servants, the Lythander's servants? Because I can commune with, either a guard or a guard servant, so I might just take a moment aside and see if I can speak with him, or at least ask him a question and see if he gives me a reply.
I would really appreciate that, to make sure she's okay, and just to see if she was coming tonight, to know if we need to keep an eye out for her, or...
Yeah, I'm gonna take a moment aside. It's where's the closest room that's private? Am I going to?
Just across the way, we're using the townhouse there, the red brick. We're using that as a storehouse. There's rooms there, bedrooms, which just have stuff for the festival in it. Feel free, please.
Axel, if you could just look after me, please. It'll be really helpful. I'm on my way to go cast divination with the intent of asking the question. Where is Irina?
Perfect. Did you want to use your crystal ball to do that? You can do it for free with the crystal ball.
That's a great idea.
Great. Yeah, I mean, you've got the crystal ball there, free use to cast divination whenever you want. It's up to you.
Perfect. No, I'm going the old school divination route. Take it old school.
I would give you an interruption there, Owen. Fuck you. No, I'm not using the cursed crystal ball that lets Strahd see everything that I activate with it. No. Fair. That's very fair. Yeah. It's very fair. Lucky you know that. Can you imagine if you hadn't rolled a nat 20 on that Arcana check? You would have been using this whole time thinking, it's great. Fucking hell.
Perfect. Yeah, ritual cast.
As you make your way into cast divination, Killian, Theo, is there anything the two of you would be talking to Ismark about or doing before he heads off to continue organizing and coordinating?
You are an idiot. Although I'm not actually going to say that to him, but I'm thinking it.
You probably think I'm an idiot right now.
Look, regarding your sister, yes, we have a differing opinion on whether the festival should go ahead. I think it's worth doing. Axel thinks it's not. Killian thinks it's in between. Jonor thinks it's not. Tithla probably hasn't thought too much about this. Blood and Styx seem to have no strong opinions. So split roughly 50-50 on what you should do. So we'll trust your judgment as a leader for what's best for your town. But
oh, you weren't there for the conversation with Jonor and Axel before. And Killian, I made it clear, if there's any concrete evidence that you can provide that the people are in danger, and that they're, as he lowers his voice, like making sure people can't overhear, if you can provide me with any concrete evidence beyond just one man's account, if you can provide me with anything concrete that the people here are in danger and that we need to do something about it, I will make whatever changes or provisions we need to do. I said this at the start.
Provided we could tell you this, what would you do differently? Because I'm of the opinion that people being here in the festival is the easiest way to at least know where they all are, so we know where we have to defend.
Frankly, what would you do? Too. I would make sure that we set up an evacuation point, that we communicate this to the people, that in case of any emergencies, this is where they gather. That would be the church and the guardhouse. It's a straight line from here. People can run. It's either a left or right-hand turn. It's very straightforward. I would have the guards patrol a much tighter section of the town, set up a much tighter perimeter, and I would make sure that all the guards are on duty tonight. I know they would complain and grumble, but there are things we can do if we need to. I just need to know if it's necessary, essential.
Look, I think it's probably worth getting the guards mobilized irrespective.
I'm doing my best there. The problem is I need to tell them why if we don't give them enough of a reason, and then we risk this information getting out to the general public.
Well, yeah, so I mean, fair point.
Do you pay them?
I'd say you could just tell them that the rabble from Barovia might cause trouble and they need to be out and about.
Shit, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, we can use this. I didn't know that. Okay, I can work with this. The rabble from Barovia could be a problem.
If you pay them, they should do whatever you tell them to do because you're paying them.
Here's the thing, Killian. I have discovered, and this is not something I was aware of before, I have learned this since taking on the mantle of Burgomaster, people are fucking assholes. all the time. People work against their self-interest all the time. It's like herding cats. The best I can do is show people the right path, describe for them why it's the right path, and maybe half of them will follow it. I can use money as an incentive. Some people will just take the money and do fuck all with it. They'll go and drink it away. We are having a festival here tonight, a festival not celebrating death or murder or the killing of innocent people. And you must remember, the guards were complicit in those festivals. We're changing things here. And under Baron Vargas Valakovich, only a month ago, the guards were allowed to get drunk and rowdy at these events so that they could kill people for Baron Vargas. Like, we're changing the culture here and the mindset. It is not easy. I have had to completely change up the guards. There are those who were very complicit in his activities, actively encouraging his activities, that we've had to find postings for outside of town, very far away, on patrol. I don't want them within the walls of the town, which means we are working with a lot of untrained people because of this issue. And these people are young, teenagers mostly, and if there is a massive festival on with a lot of food and drink that we're not charging for, I cannot trust that a number of them aren't going to go and get shit-faced.
Do you know what is, Mark?
Yeah.
You sound a lot more like yourself.
Thanks. I take that as a good sign. I hope.
But yeah, maybe still get them on guard doing patrols. At least when you can give them, if you need to keep their morale high, give them little breaks to go into the festival on rotation, provided they don't partake too much of the Wizards of Wine.
Yes.
Rotate them in and out, and at least then we have guards mingling as well. Keep a relatively tight patrol. Keep scouts out. If anything happens, then we'll know. Then we can proceed to operation evacuation stations, or we'll see how bad it gets, and if here is more defensible, or if it's better to get them to the guardhouse, we can work on contingency.
I'm so fine with that. Captain Amelia was already working on a plan to have 2 rotations, and the reward for the ones who have to wait and not drink before their shift, we're rewarding them with a special reserve from the Wizards of Wine, which they can take home and drink any other night at their leisure, as a thank you for abstaining this evening. So we're splitting it into 2 shifts. I think you have to talk to her. I've kind of left this with her a little bit.
No, I'm sure she's capable of running, just as long as we can tell her that she has capacity to draw up even the reserves and do as she pleases to make sure that that's on. We'll use the line about the rabble from Barovia, as long as that's a tonight's job. I think othering them for an extended period of time would be unwise to have as an official policy with the police force.
I'm very much of the opinion that we're just making sure they integrate well. They've come from a terrible situation. They've been attacked by the undead within the confines of their town. They might not be used to celebration.
Yes. But by tomorrow they should be acclimatized.
Exactly. Relax. It's all going to be okay.
Good. I've just had a thought, and I have a question for Jonor, so I need to go find him. Theo, sorry, Ismark, I'm just going to go find where Jonor's gone.
Please, I've got to go do some shit as well, don't worry.
Yeah.
That thing I said about people. There's a lot of them
and Sen still with us?
Who, sorry? No. They were with you for the conversation. They would have. I'm going to say that Sen wanted to explore. I'm going to say Sen wanted to explore the lackey and didn't come with you to the church. Grinner has gone with her just because he doesn't love the idea of her just wandering around Vallaki by herself. And plus, he knows the layout of Vallaki. So I'm going to say, they're wandering around. At this point, you can see Sen is currently looking at this. It looks like another one of the festival games being set up. It looks like it is a giant fish head carved out of wood, slowly moving back and forth. And there are these little, tiny, fishermen that you're supposed to throw into the fish head to kind of get it in the mouth. It looks like there's weird festival games here. She's currently looking at it, scratching her head as she looks at this. You can see Grinner being like, that's not a great taste, is it? I heard what happened on the lake. That seems a bit fucked.
I was about to say... Little Styxes.
Blitzkrieg creation, no doubt. Also,
Oh.
if Killian's going off to see Jonor, I'll go find them. Let Grinner know because he has experience with the guard here. What their plan is, get his advice on that, and then just spend some time hanging with Sand and Grinner.
Perfect. Jonor, as you make your
Definitely.
way inside the room with Axel at your side, as you cast divination, what is the exact question you ask, and what does the magic kind of look like as you summon this divine energy to look into the future? Or are you going to use your Tarokka deck for this? Kind of does.
This
fit,
one
I
doesn't
guess.
feel. This one doesn't feel Tarokka-y.
No, fair enough.
I think it's going to be like a message that's sent like through the ether. So starts with me, and then the Aasimar like light will grow forth, and then just like subtly send off into the distance the person I'm trying to commune with. Just like passing through structure and stone.
As the light emanates from you, Jonor, for a moment, Axel, you can see these white wings, translucent, shimmering into life behind Jonor's form, his eyes glowing golden, as this halo of light appears around his head. And as he opens his mouth and speaks the words, you see light spilling forth from inside his mouth as well. And as the spell ends, the light fades, the wings vanish, and you watch as this glow fades up into the ceiling, disappearing from view into the sky above. A few moments later, Jonor, you hear a faint voice. Speak, holy messenger. What is thine request?
Where is Irina?
Irina stands atop the balustrades at the temple, the god of the sun, Abbey of Saint Markovia.
All right, no walkers. All right, Killian, Axel,
For no reason at all, Tom. Could you roll me a D100?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be intercepted. It's gonna be bloody intercepted. I wanted you to have a moment of joy and hope before I dashed it. 64. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cool. All right, guys. We have some intel. She is where we basically expect her to be. So that's fortunate. Bit of a relief.
That's really good to hear. Thank God. Thank the gods. I don't know how the but I have a question for you.
As the light fades.
What the hell? I've got a question for you, Jonor. You are a wizard of some great power.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
That's it. That's all I wanted. No, I'm joking. Do you know anything about scrying?
Oh, personally, I have not. I'm like at a distance, I know, but if I do need to, absolutely, I then look down to the bag of holding. I could do it if I needed to, but it seems like it could be a bad idea at this point in time.
Depending on the target. Now, with your infinite knowledge on magic, do you know if scry needs to be done on a living person, or can it be done on any person, whether they're living or dead?
Oh, my gut says it's a creature. So creatures comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and so
and living and dead.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Right. Out of this is going to get a bit morbid. Out of all, obviously, you were all sent here to find other members of the Tempest Guild, correct?
Wow. Yes, we were.
How many of those bodies have you found?
I'm pretty talking to Owen here.
Hello.
I'm pretty sure we found all of the members, and they basically all died along in different positions in the land.
There are only 2 you have not located.
Okay.
So from the Twin Moons, you have found Fenric Sage Spark, the male Dragonborn fighter, Honovash Seaspray, the Meloran Orc Barbarian. From the White Banner, you have found all members of the White Banner: Sonia Brightleaf, Mars Craffil, Silas Slackjaw, and Warmth of the Rising Sun. There are still 2 members of the Twin Moons you have not located. Halmark Spirehand, a male dwarf cleric, and Polyas Flinchia, a female half-elf wizard. They're the only two you have not located.
Okay. All right.
Everyone else you found.
Well-
And you are correct. You have found them very much one at a time, very much dead. I believe the most recent one you found was in the... was it heading into Arginvost Holt? I think you'd found one of the bodies on the rubber of Arginvost Holt. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you found one of the bodies amongst the druids. You'd found, I think it was... I think it was Fenric you found in the druids, wasn't it? There were a fair few.
I think there was one that we'd seen in the March of the Dead, but we didn't find their body.
Yes, that is correct. I
Right,
believe
so-
that was Silas Slackjaw, the male halfling rogue.
Where my brain is going with this is Sergei has said, and so has Strahd, I might as well use both their names because I've said it now. The Army of the Dead has been a gathering of adventurers that have been brought into this place. So what if we scry you, if we can find a way to scry, maybe with the ball, being it's something to do. I know we've been a bit sort of not wanting to use it, but this is something that he is interested in as well. So it's not like we're keeping a secret from him. What if you tried on one of the bodies on one of the Tempest Guild members that you've not found, because they might be part of that army, and then we'll get a better idea of where it is.
That is a great idea. I think
Very nice, Josh.
they could be like crawling through the ground or making their way. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's close all these windows here. We definitely need to make sure no one else comes in on this one.
We're coming back to this. It's time for Tithla. It's Tithla time. We're going to come back to this at the end of the episode.
TT time.
Tithla time. That
Somebody mentioned earlier about something about destruction and trouble, letting trouble wander around and all that sort of stuff. And I really wanted to comment on Tithla being left on her own.
Yes, you've given Tithla free reign and told her to follow her dreams in this moment.
Not only that, you've given Jacob about an hour to try and work out what she can do.
That's on me. That's on me. That's my fault. That one's on me. Yeah. Tithla, as you leave the others rushing through the town,
Hi.
the pathway out towards the... So I should ask, where are you headed to blow on your whistle?
Oh, she starts to run immediately, not knowing which direction.
Do you want to roll a d6 and we'll see whether you go... Well, actually, let's go d8 so that we can get the full cardinal directions, hey?
Let's do it properly, hey? Okay, a little d80 here. It's a 7.
7, okay. Okay. You turn and immediately begin to run northeast. From the church, this actually takes you to the northern gate, which is not the worst place you could have gone. This is the direction that was going to... that heads down towards the docks that you've travelled through to when you were sort of looking for a boat to take you over the waters towards the werewolf den in the northern Svarlich woods. As you rush towards the northern gate, you can see that there are clearly... it looks like they're in the process of boarding this whole gate up. You pass by Captain Amelia, who seems to be directing a number of the guards to essentially lock off this gate and close it for the evening. And as you rush towards the gate, you watch the Sergeant Amelia turns and goes, Whoa, Tithla, where the fuck are you going, mate?
Hi. I'm going outside. Where are you going?
No. Not through here. We're closing it off for the night. We want to make sure we've got this gate closed down. This is too far away for us to patrol. It's too far away. We need to make sure that we've got it all closed off.
What gates are you closing?
The north, and we're making sure that we close off the south east over near where Gunther's stockyard is. We're keeping the west open.
Okay, good. That was my next question. What other gates are there?
It's just the west one. Look, you can head out, but you can't come back in. We're going to be closing this off, and once it's boarded up, I'm not letting you in. Well, fuck. Okay, if you come back and you need a hand up, I can throw down a rope ladder or something. But do you need to go out? Why are you leaving right now? Is this necessary?
I'm just trying to find winter.
The season? It's coming in a few months.
Nah, the dog.
Okay. You're looking for... Is this your dog? I thought you had the dragon... Yeah, that one. As she points towards Jacob padding behind you.
Nah, it's Jacob's friend. They haven't hung out for a while.
I'm going to ask this one more time. Is this really necessary right this second, Tithla? Do you need to do this right now?
Oh, I also need to find Winter's owner or friend, a companion, and they're going to help us tonight.
Okay.
Should I have led with that?
Yes, go. Before we close off the gate, if you take too long, I will not let you back in through here, all right? I'm going to be gone, and I can't go. I promise you, if I'm not here, the guards will follow orders, and they will not let you back in through this gate, especially after sundown, okay? Can you be careful? How long are you going to be?
Well, I have a quick Owen question.
Hello.
Is this the gate that I want to go out to get to where we were? Like when we were hanging out outside?
Straight back at you, champ. Where do you think you need to go?
I think Tithla can roll a survival check.
Okay.
So she wants to go to like that place where they were hiding and then they had the fight when she ran off alone last time.
I'll take a survival or a history check. Your choice.
Sweet. We're going to go with survival because that's a +10.
And history is -1.
And that's a nat 20.
That is a nat 20. Tithla, you immediately know in this moment, your eyes kind of like cross for a moment as you stand there. And then as they uncross, the knowledge floods into your brain. Tithla, you can go out this gate. Not a problem at all. You know that you actually left through the eastern gate last time. That's not a problem. You can go out through the eastern gate if you need to this time. That actually led you on a bit of a pathway around. It was actually out of the way. The closest gate to where you met with Winter and with having a complete mental
Rictavio.
Thank you, Rictavio. I was going to call him by his other name, but I don't think we've actually explored that with you guys yet. So Rictavio.
Sorry, what was that?
No, don't worry about it. As you as you were going to go meet up with Rictavio, the closest way would have actually been out through the gate near Gunther's stockyard, the western gate. But you can go out from the north. Open. Yeah, the one they're keeping open. But you're close enough to this. Like, it's just a curve around the top. The eastern gate was actually one of the hardest gates to travel to Gunther's stockyard. One of the hardest ones to get to where you want to go, but it's where you went last time because you were kind of chasing things out and following in the dark. Yes, you can get there. You just need to head north and then west. Not a problem. You can get there easily from here.
Okay. I'll be like an hour.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, not a problem. That's okay.
I can do a rope ladder. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can't promise I'll be here in an hour, but if the guards don't let you in, just head to the west gate, okay? We're keeping it open.
Yeah, if you just leave a message. Say that
I can't
the
promise
really
they'll
cutest green little goblin might be coming back.
Oi, shitface, as she calls out to a bunch of the guards working. You watch as an old man turns around towards you with a very scrappy beard and goes, "Bitch, what's up?" She nods, goes, "This one. Can you let her in if you see her?" "Yeah, all right." She nods, goes, "He's an old friend. He'll keep an eye out for you. My old sergeant, actually."
"Thank you, Sergeant Shitface."
You watch as suddenly both of them look very serious and turn towards you, and Tithla, you watch as Amelia leans down and goes, No, you can't call him that. You haven't earned that. No.
What's his name then?
Sergeant Sean.
Sergeant Sean? Has he got a first name for a last name?
No, Sean's he's only got one name. You don't need to rub it in, mate. Not everyone has multiple names. What's your last name?
I don't have one. I'm not rubbing it in.
Right.
I'm like an ally.
Okay, great.
Okay. Cool, thanks, bye!
As you rush out through the gate. As you pass by Sergeant Shitface, you watch as he gives you a look. Not a good one.
Sorry, Stephen!
You've already forgotten his name. I love that. As you move out towards the woods, the edge of town, the main road that heads north towards the edges of Lake Zarovich, you immediately turn off the pathway, knowing with your natural 20 survival check where you need to head roughly to try and meet up with where you last saw Winter and Rictavio. The pathway takes you over fields that have been kind of abandoned for some time, Tithla. It looks like the forest is slowly regaining ground over this section of the northern part of town. But before too long, you find yourself in the clearing where you immediately met with Rictavio and Winter. The campsite that was once there has been long abandoned. The fire's been mostly destroyed, the little fire pit. Where the tent was hanging, there are no signs at all now that there was any structure here, permanent or otherwise. Looks like this site's been abandoned for a while.
We sit down. Jacob, can you get the fire going?
watch as Jacob... little cast of ember as the fire burns to life in front of you.
Attaboy. Okay, here, can you blow on this? No, you'll wreck it. I'll blow on it.
Jacob's a reptile. He doesn't quite have the lips for...
Yeah, exactly. He'll go all teeth. He'll trumpet.
He'll chomp it. Yeah. Tithla, as you blast the whistle, there is this faint sort of like popping noise in your ear. It's just outside your range of hearing. As a goblin, you have very acute hearing. You reckon for anyone else in your party, they wouldn't have heard anything at all. For you can just kind of feel this almost like a weird popping, kind of bubbling sensation. But that's only because you're so amazing. Everyone else, none of them would have heard this.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Winter,
for those of you who are wondering why I'm speaking like this, it's because I have to talk as each character's subconscious. And as has been very strongly established, Tithla's subconscious has Tithla's back 110%. So here we are.
I'm sorry, yours doesn't?
I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I try. Been working on that. As the whistle sounds...
Spend a lot of money every fortnight to try and work on that.
No, I'm dating a psychologist. It's much easier. As you, much cheaper. As as the whistle sounds, Tithla, silence falls upon the forest. Could I get you to make me? I'm gonna have this be a
survival check.
Yeah, I'll allow survival check. Animal handling's good too. I'll also allow animal handling.
Okay, well they're both 10, so we'll go animal handling.
Yeah, probably animal handling's a better check for this one.
That's a
15.
I'm gonna roll the 5.
How long are you willing to wait, Tithla?
Oh. Tithla hadn't considered that it wouldn't be immediate.
I realise now. Of course not. How long would you be willing to wait, Tithla?
I think Tithla would hang out for a bit, but she would stop waiting and just get distracted setting up a camp.
Just start bushcraft. You're like, I live here now. Why was I here? Oh, there's a campfire. It is burning. A tent would look quite nice here. I don't remember why, but I think it would.
Yeah, I think if it started to get to dusk, then she'd go, I think I got a thing on. Okay. But that's up to you if we hit that. So
we don't hit that. Tithla,
okay, lucky.
As the first sort of 15 minutes passes, I imagine that's the cutoff point where Tithla goes from waiting patiently to distraction around the immediate area.
It's like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. As 5 minutes passes, Tithla, and nothing happens, you immediately get to work setting up a little campsite. You've got some sausages firewood. In your pack. Yeah. There's branches you can gather from the ground to keep the fire burning. You spend about an hour distracting yourself with setting up a little camp here before finally, as you're cooking some sausages on the spit, you're not even hungry. You're just bored. As you finish cooking, as you finish cooking a little dried sausage over the fire, you hear the sound of the undergrowth rustling behind you. And as you turn, you watch as an enormous white wolf pads through, breaking through the undergrowth. There's a soft growl for a moment, and then you watch as Winter sniffs the air and then drops down to a little play bounce, nuzzling forwards to give you a bit of a sniff and a bit of a lick.
Just like arms around the neck, big hug. Jacob, come say hello.
You watch as Jacob, a little bit more cautious, pads over to see what the fuss is about.
You know Winter. Don't forget Winter.
There's a moment as the two of them stare at each other. Jacob has grown a lot since he last saw Winter. Jacob's now only about half the size of Winter. But as they sort of sniff at each other, you watch as Winter pads around, and you see dropping from Winter's back, having been sort of clinging to the fur, is Rictavio. Hair pulled back into a bit of a warrior's kind of bun, dressed in very utilitarian leather armor with a large crossbow strapped to his back and a sword at his side. Large scar down the right-hand side of his face. You see the half-elf Rictavio as he looks towards you and goes, "You called? What's wrong?"
Hi. Thanks for coming. How have you been?
You're really lucky I was in the area. I could have been miles away. How long were you going to wait here?
You know what? I didn't really think about it.
Right.
I was just kind of waiting.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky.
Where were you? Where were you going to go?
We've been keeping an eye on the town of Valaki for the last couple of nights, just making
Nice.
sure everything's okay.
Yeah. So you know what's happening then?
The festival tonight, yeah.
Yeah, but you know how, like, everything's not okay.
You watch as he reaches into his pouch, pulls out a little bit of dry jerky and hands it to you before taking a bit himself and chewing on it.
I got sausages. Do you want a sausage?
Sure.
Grab the sausage, heave it out.
I don't
That
mean
is
to
pretty
be
good jerky.
rude.
What kind of jerky is this?
Basilisk.
That is so good. Shit, I'm sorry. We were talking about something else.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I kind of took you for a bit of a fool. You've been paying more attention than I thought. You know about the Amber Temple, then I take it.
Oh, yeah. Known about that for a long time. Yeah, and we know how no one's there anymore and how they might attack here tonight. And
Well, you have been paying attention. Good,
I mean, I'm very observant.
I bet.
So we were kind of just getting ready to defend the town if anything would have happened, and then maybe take out the guy who lives in the Amber Temple. So we were just wondering if maybe you'd want to help.
You want me to help fight these things if they appear here tonight? Or you want me to come and take out Sergei?
I mean, can I be honest?
Sure.
I don't 100% know what the plan is. I was just kind
You
of
surprise me greatly, Tithla.
Thank you. It was just kind of like, I'll get Rictavio. He'll help us. I think we're trying to collate our resources and work out what we can do.
I've already got eyes on both the brothers. Their deaths will happen.
Yeah, I agree. Do you
That's
have
your
a
goal.
preference of what you want to do?
Kill both of them, then leave.
Same page then.
Good.
Do you want to come in and chat with the rest of the others so that we can?
No, not really.
Okay. Can you though?
Why?
Because I asked nicely, and then we can all be on the same page. And if we work together, we'll be stronger.
The more time I spend around other people, the more chance there is that word of my presence here will be spread to either one of the brothers. It's best if I stay out of sight.
But we're going to lock the gates, so you won't be able to get in.
If you think for 1 second the people of that town can be trusted, you have another thing coming.
No, wait. People can't be trusted?
Of course they can't. They served under Baron Vargas Vlakovic for God knows how long, and his hateful family, not to mention the Wachters.
Yeah,
There'll
but...
be traitors amongst those people.
Oh, yeah, no, we know that. We got a card that said traitors, betrayer, rah.
You're welcome to put your neck out in front of them.
Okay,
It's
so...
best if I stay out of sight.
So you're not going to help us if we have to defend this place tonight?
If you get into trouble, I'll help.
Okay, thank you. Would you prefer to come with us when we try and take out the brother who lives in the temple?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Is the whistle still the best way to get in touch?
I'll stay close.
Okay.
How did you
Thank
get
you.
here? I didn't see any of you arrive.
It was kind of different types of magics. Lots of flying. There was some teleporting.
I would have
And we
seen.
flew in
Oh,
and out. And...
I did not realize you had one among you who was powerful enough to teleport.
that was the mad one. But we made him not mad anymore. He was very angry.
You do know that both Strahd and Sergei are powerful wizards.
Yeah.
Teleportation magic leaves a trace.
No, I didn't know that.
It does.
Okay.
You might want to be more careful with that.
Cool. Did you just say his name?
We're fine. I've got some protection.
Oh, Can I say it?
No, you're not wearing this amulet. And you watch as he reaches in and pulls out a silvery chain. The shape of metal. It's this flowing, almost water-like design. It's not anything specific. It looks almost like this fish or serpent-like pattern made of silver. It's beautiful. Some sort of magic charm. I can't be scryed. I can't be spied on. I can't be divined.
Nice. So, you'll help us? Ah, I was going to say, he already knows that we're here.
Of course he does. You lot aren't very
but
careful,
like we
are
told
you?
him we were going to be here.
Which just sighs and turns away, looking towards the wolf.
So, cool. How have you been? What's been going on?
Just as he looks back towards you and goes, fine.
That's good. How's winter been?
Fine.
Good. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you for saying that you're going to help us if we need help tonight. And thank you for definitely coming to the temple if we need you. No, not if we need you, when we do it.
Of course. I want to be there when we
Okay.
kill them.
Just so you know, I got dibs.
We'll see who gets there first then.
Oh, a race. I love a race. Okay.
Which as he smirks a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna go back into town now.
You should. Go.
Okay, thanks. Enjoy camp. I set it up for you. That's a lie. I set it up for me. I forgot you were coming.
You didn't need to say that bit. I was about to say thanks. I don't
didn't
say
wanna
that to a
lie.
lot of people very often.
Wait, you wouldn't have meant it.
I still do. Whether you made it for your purposes or mine, it'll do.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoy. There's a firewood over there. Here. And she takes out a couple more sausages and leaves them there. Okay. We're gonna go now. I'll hopefully I won't see you later, but we might.
Tithla?
Yeah, Rick?
No.
No?
No to that name.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought we were becoming friends. My bad.
Stay safe.
Thank you, I will. You too.
As he nods and sits down next to the fire, you watch as Wolf pads Winter as the Wolf Winter pads on over to you. A little breath, a huff in your face, Tithla, as little frost crystals coalesce around your hair and on your eyebrows before melting away very quickly as you make your way back towards town.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Jonor and Killian.
Mm-hmm.
As you close the
Sorry,
doors.
just to be clear, Tithla will just tell everyone what happened. She's not
I know,
Jonor and
figured.
wants to keep secrets.
Yeah, I figured, yeah.
Or by children.
Yeah.
No, yeah, to the second one. Skip
Every
skip on that.
opportunity. I like that he waited till it already agreed and then added that in so that it would kind of like fall under the agreement that was already standing. That's not how that works.
Classic business.
Classic business. As Jonor, as Killian closes the curtains, as you close the door, moving things around so that it's hard to kind of differentiate or distinguish any features of this room, anything specific about it. You feel it's now as safe a time, as good a time as any to pull the crystal ball free from the bag of holding. If you are still committed to this pathway.
Certainly am.
That's what I like
All
to
right,
hear.
let's give this thing a little bit of a run. How am I gonna do this? All right, I think I got a cloth,
right.
put it on the table. I'm just
Yep.
gonna put this rested nice here, not nice and okay. I got all the angles here. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a go. Seeing scrying crystal ball. Where is Polly amongst it all? Was that her name? Was it Polly? Did I get that right?
Polyas.
Polyas.
Well, I guess technically it'd be Polias, I guess is the name. Probably Polias is the way to pronounce it. I realize this is my character who I named. Polias is the name.
Polias.
It's a thing. I wrote this name down a year and a half ago, and I've never had to say it out loud until this moment. So Polias is the name.
And I draw to mind the female half-orc. I think we just got a description.
So
and
Polias
that
is the
was-
female half-elf wizard.
Oh.
But that's
I
okay.
didn't get
That's
that
okay.
right.
That's okay. That's okay. You did have at one point a description of these people. I'm going to be an incredibly nice DM and say you still have that with you somewhere.
Cool.
Jonor, as you pull the crystal ball free, you can see at the moment it is completely transparent, reflecting the room around you, inverted and warped, but otherwise crystal clear, if you excuse the pun. And as you place it down upon the table, Killian, it just looks like an ordinary glass sphere. But as soon as Jonor begins to place his hands around it, you watch as magic begins to swirl. You still have detect magic up at this stage. The orb is radiating divination magic, glowing like a tiny sun. And as Jonor begins to summon the magic around him, you watch as it melds with the magic emanating from the orb. And inside the center of the glass sphere, mist begins to swirl faster and faster until the surface of the orb is opaque. And then images begin to appear. Jonor, you can see this. Killian, you can also see this. You get the benefits from the scrying spell visible to you through the crystal ball as well. As you summon the image in your mind, calling forth the name Where is Polias, you watch as the mist coalesces a single dark point in the very center. And then the view seems to zoom in. You see a castle, Castle Ravenloft, rising atop the hill overlooking the now empty town of Barovia. You can see figures streaming out through the front gates, walking, lines of armored vampire spawn. And as the view zooms in, you watch as it comes to rest, looking at an elf. Delicate features, dark hair, bite marks on her neck, pale skin and blood-red eyes. Polias is one of the vampire spawn, marching from Castle Ravenloft.
Does she have her other companion by her side by any chance?
She does not.
Okay. Seeing that, I'm also going to then try to collect her thoughts. So I'm going to also use the other ability of the ball, detect thoughts, to try and read. I'm off to, wherever. Try to figure out where they've been commanded to go.
Surface level or pushing for deeper? Or surface level first, and we'll see.
Start, yeah, yep.
You hear her thoughts as follows. I must follow the orders of my leader. We march for the town of Alaki.
And then I pry deeper.
I will make a wisdom saving throw for her.
That'll be a 17.
16!
Oh,
No!
right.
16. Yep, that's a fail. Jonor, as you push through her mental barrier deeper, you see a few flashes of images. You see her with her companions inside the town of Barovia, wandering around as undead begin to emerge from the streets as she and her companions fight them. You watch as a red-headed dwarf is grabbed around the waist by some of the undead and pulled below the ground by them, disappearing from view as she calls out, "Hjalmak, no!" as he is dragged beneath the ground by the zombies, vanishing from sight. You watch as she and her companions flee. Flashes forwards a little bit. You can see she is attempting to scale the walls of Castle Ravenloft using some strange application of your mage hand, this enormous hand summoning underneath her that lifts her up the sides of the walls. And as she gets to the top, you watch as she is grabbed from inside an alcove. A vampire, looking very hungry, grabs her, bites in, and then she dies. It flashes forwards again, her awakening in the crypt beneath Castle Ravenloft. Strahd standing above her. Come, my new minion. We have much we need to do. Gather in the courtyard with the others. The fight for Barovia comes. Thank you, Jacob, for your visual interpretation of what Strahd looks like as he talks. That's fantastic. Is that what I look like when I'm talking as Strahd, just out of interest?
Not at all.
Okay, cool. Because that was a bit sexy. And I was like, I don't think I'm doing that.
Whisper sweet nothings.
You will whisper sweet nothings into my ear as I bite down into your jug.
Oh, Owen, come down. We're on Twitch.
As that is for later. As you delve into the last mental barriers, pushing through, the last image you see is her being armored, Strahd standing before the vampire spawn. Tonight, my faithful, we shall eliminate Sergei. He has been drawn to this town of Alaki. When his creatures assault the town and breach the walls, we shall emerge from the darkness and pick them off one by one. Come the dawn, we will be Valaki's saviors, and Sergei will be without his arms. Then we march to the Amber Temple. Victory awaits. And that is where we are going to end for tonight. Unless there's anything else you wanted to try and pry from her mind, Jonor.
That's it. That's what I was hoping for.
Cool.
I was going to ask if the crystal ball can be used to scry again, and if it could scry on the other companion that we don't know about, which I'm hoping is the dwarf.
It's got charges, Jonor. How many charges have you got left?
Does it have charges?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Look.
Great start.
Crystal ball of reading. Nothing about charges. Literally, I can just scry and detect thoughts of things nearby.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll quickly pull it open just to double check. But
I think we should go back to Tithla and the campfire. I think that's
we're done with that. I think that is a good place to wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you all in the next episode. I'll just triple check there's nothing else we can do. What touch things we can cast scrying with it? Yeah, I'll have to double check. It just looks like
Seems a bit broken. I can just like ping literally everywhere. Charges make sense.
I don't think it is just an endless. I mean, the thing is, right, rules as written, you can just cast scrying with it. In addition, you can cast detect thoughts within creatures you can see within 30 feet of the spell sensor. You don't need to concentrate on detect thoughts, but it ends if the scrying spell ends.
Wondrous and legendary that description is.
I think you can just keep cast scrying. Rules as written. I'm happy.
Used spell slots?
No.
Nope. Like allow someone else who doesn't have access to those.
You can just cast scrying with it. We will chuck in. I might add some charges just because otherwise this is beyond broken. But you can definitely cast it at least 2 more times, Jonor, for sure.
It's very monkey paw.
Yeah, I think we need to scry on the other companion who we've not seen, which is hopefully the dwarf, the body that we've not seen. And chat also wants us to scry on Maisie.
No. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I'm happy to reveal what's happened to her. Let's go for it. No, I'm happy for you to do that. That's not a problem. Awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much, everybody. That is where we will wrap up for tonight. Who shall we go and raid tonight? You've got the RollTogether RPG up, don't you? Yeah, there it is. Perfect. So let's go raid Chronicles of Eredron on RollTogether RPG, as we always do on a Monday night. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you all in the next episode. Very excited as we do that. We've got a couple of NPCs that are being teed up to be summoned that I've been waiting for the festival to bring out, mostly because they don't quite match the tone of the overall campaign. I have been summoned as an NPC, as in Owen has been summoned as an NPC. Difficult to fit into the tone of Curse of Strahd. The festival is a perfect place to do it. I was either going to do it there or at one of the Curse of Blinskys. I'm happy to do it at the festival. I think we can work with that. So just been waiting for a chance to bring
Is
those
the
in.
festival just an elaborate out of character Blinsky episode?
Shh, no spoilers. We will have some fun with the festival episode. There'll be some custom rules we'll be working with as you enjoy a festival, essentially. I'm sure there's nothing else to be concerned about. But thank you so much, everybody. We will see you all in the next episode. I'll get that raid going across now. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, YouTube algorithm has changed in the last little bit, and it's way shitter for small channels, which we are. If you can hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, that's a huge help. But the biggest help you can do right now is hit the like button and leave a comment. Apparently YouTube has become incredibly shit if you do not do those two things. Basically, your video's gone forever if you, not enough people hit like or comment.
Also,
Thank you for
just
that,
open
YouTube.
up a playlist, hit play, let it autoplay, just mute it in the background.
Always good as well.
Yeah.
We will always
Or
accept
just
that.
watch.
Just keep watching. Just never stop watching.
You can watch the content. Despite
No,
what
that's
Raph
exactly
right.
and apparently
Watching it,
Jake
yeah.
would have you believe you can watch the content.
No, no, that's Raffy thinking of.
That's Raph you're thinking of. We will
I
rock
said
and roll.
Raph and apparently also Jake. I know
We
knew it
will
was Raph.
see you all in the next episode because the raid's going across in 40 seconds no matter what I do. So we will see you all in the next episode.
We can
Stay
fill
safe,
40
everyone. Until next time, farewell. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Mwah.